welcome to the Halton Today Show. My name is Unstoppable Tracy Schmidt, and I am so proud to be speaking with Oscar sensation Nick Hurd. Hello, Nick Hurd.
Well, thank you, Tracy. Thank you for having me on your show, and thank you, all of you, for having me on today.
Today in Halton, will you please tell our listeners your connection to the Halton region?
Yes, I do. I have an extended family in Milton.
In Milton. And I realized before the pandemic, there must have been a lot more visits, but we are so happy to have an extended family Halton dweller and visitor out there. So, folks, Nick didn't just become the infamous Oscar sensation of the upcoming movie Freebird overnight. It has been a journey that started way back when, I think with Larch Canada. Can you please tell our listeners sort of the beginning of your infamous acting career?
Well, it started about almost, actually, 4 years ago when
Oh,
I started Keeping It Real with Nick. That's when I started to be a host of it. It was founded by a it was a I got involved with a grant writing workshop, and I got like an $800 grant that started Keeping It Real with Nick, and then I started then that $800 went towards the pilot for the show Keeping It Real with Nick that started it off, and
and
it
that was
started with,
Tangled Arts.
yeah, Teen Arts plus Disability.
Isn't that fabulous? Like sometimes we wonder if these small opportunities can lead to massive, huge undertakings. And here you are now, all these years later, with Keeping It Real with Nick. And then before that, Nick, you were part of the Large Canada community. What is Large Canada? Am I saying it right?
Yes, you are. And Large Canada is a is a foundation. It's also a community of people with disabilities who spread awareness and inclusion. And Large Canada have different homes in many different um, areas in
In
the
Toronto,
UK and
in UK,
US, and of course here in Toronto.
and
And there are
Canada.
some that is outside of Toronto that is within Ontario region.
Woo! Like our Halton.
Yes, it is.
What's the Soul Express program?
Well, Soul Express program is a theater arts program. I've been doing it for 14 years.
Yes.
We're heading into our 15th year, and I've been in theater for my almost my whole life.
Yeah.
I also did a program with Danielle Strainad called Drum Away.
Drum away. Will
So
you say
that's
more?
how I started out in theater
Oh, wow.
18
And
years ago.
18 years ago. Oh my goodness. And you've been to Fringe festivals and won. Right?
Pardon?
You have some a famous play at the Fringe Festival not that long ago.
Yes, yes. It was with Judith Thompson, um, a play called Rare and Wildfire, with 9 casts and 8 casts with people with Down syndrome. And
And Soul Pepper,
in those plays were like a big hit.
they
And
were.
I've done other French festivals along with the program Soul Express.
Oh, that's wonderful. And Soul Pepper.
And Soul Pepper as well. We took our play Wildfire to Soul Pepper. It was almost 5 years ago,
Oh
back
my
in
goodness.
2017, and that was when Keeping It Real with Nick started in that year.
That
So
was
it was
like
around that same time
around that
when
same time.
Wildfire came out.
So I mean, Wildfire was like inviting the wildfire of Nick fame because starting that year, things have just been exponential. On top of the 14 years with Rare and Wildfire and all the different pieces of plays that you were a part of. But now here you are with Keeping It Real with Nick, and you're in several films. Like, I saw you on the red carpet not that long ago in another role with a very interesting name.
Yes.
What was that about?
Well, this goes back in 2018 when I was on the red carpet of the Toronto International Film Festival.
Yes.
And I was interviewing stars on the red carpet.
And I was alongside there, but you were interviewing. But one of the reasons you got that backstage pass to be interviewing people at the International Film Festival was because you yourself was you also starred in a film.
I did, and I was. And it was with the director, Kiri Putz, with the other, and one of the actors in the film is one of my close friends, Dylan Harmon.
Dylan Harmon.
Who's also one of the 9 actors in Rare and also in Wildfire, in a film called The Last Porno.
Now, folks,
sorry, I had to put that out there, but
it's an unusual name.
Again, I am an actor, and I do take it seriously.
Yes. And the story isn't as the title suggests. It's a very catchy title. It does draw attention, but it's more about a journey. So that movie was more about like a father and son. Is that right?
Are you talking about Freebird?
No, The Last Porno.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, a little bit more about father and son journey. So, and
yeah,
that was at the
Father
film
and Son
festival.
Journey.
Father and Son Journey, yes. So even though the name is meant to entice you, there is a whole journey involved.
Journey.
Not your journey, just your role's journey. Yeah. And so there's so many things about Nick. He is a fashion designer. He is an artist. He is an upcoming Oscar sensation, film festival in Toronto, and now Oscar sensation coming up with Freebird. I'd like to learn more about that and more about his artwork at the waterfront festivals and other programs coming up. I'm very excited to say that Nick is going to be part of the New York City Today Show debut. On December 12th, we are launching New York City Today Show, and Nick, Oscar sensation, is going to be the debut show. But before we go any further and hear more about his art and more about Freebird and more about his future, please stay tuned for these messages on Halton TV, the Disability Channel, with Nick Hurd as my guest, Freebird star, and Unstoppable Tracy, the host.